discretion is advised.
Happy Monday, you are listening and or watching PWNCAST. This is episode 145. We are in patch 7.1.5. Tonight we are going to be talking about some more 7.2 information. Mythic Race is still continuing and has brought a little bit of drama. A top rating guild banned for Mythic exploits in that Mythic Race and much, much more. So make sure you guys stay right here.
You have crossed into the world of the dead in search of answers.
Amongst the Azeroth elite, there is a group that defies convention. A group that stands in the face of trolls and doesn't flinch. A group that strives on unity, trust, and unwavering resolve. A group that eats tacos. For the players, by the players, we bring you. She can start a revolt with a Chaos Bolt, Bell, the PWNCAST Vanguard. The wolves whose howl can signal death's coming, Lycan. Snap back and get faster for the pet battle Grandmaster, Gemma Banks. He's sharp as a dagger with that dapper swagger, Secret Sauce. We bow to no one. We are Legion. We are PWNCAST.
I always wonder what they're talking about, and I wish that there was a way for me to be able to hear them when they're muted, just so that I could figure out what it is exactly that they're saying. I feel like they're having the most random conversations ever in life. Like, they're probably talking about, like, feet or something.
No.
No? Not feet? Not feet.
No.
My imagination's not that great, clearly, because I imagine you guys are talking about feet.
No.
All bad.
Are we unmuted?
Yeah, you're unmuted.
Oh, yeah. My feet's doing good, too. We're talking politics, and we don't lie. We don't lie when you ask us. Like, when you're like, are you talking shit? And we're like, no.
Politics divide houses, okay? It's been a bad time this week.
Sounds like Game of Thrones.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, people at work that are just, like, ignorant and don't know much, and, like, everything's so heated right now.
You're just ignorant.
I just stay out of it.
As you guys can see, I did also bring the Riders of Rohan with me. I did bring the monk who is looking for Rogaine on the auction house, Gemma Banks.
Not true. I'm looking for the barbershop because I need a haircut and maybe a nice clean shave. But
the rumor was that you were going bald, which, by the by, so am I. So if you are,
Ben's hair loss is not a joke. Okay, it's a serious subject. You know,
I'm gonna lose all my hair here, and it's all gonna be in my ears and my feet.
Nah, you're just gonna have the party in the back. That's it.
She could tease her hair like a rockin' 80s like blonde do or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not super religious or anything, but sometimes I just like pray and say, like, if I can keep the rest of my hair, I don't care if you turn it gray. Just let me keep what I got.
That's fair enough. That's valid.
I'm watching Remedy's edit his intro live in front of me, and I don't know if anybody's told him that is like highly illegal break of protocol.
Whoa!
It's not working right, though.
To edit stuff.
Mute him for 5 minutes. The suspension.
That's it. You're
okay.
You have to go live with Donald Trump now.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just kidding. We're not doing politics here, guys. Just kidding. Okay, so I did
politics.
I did also bring the priest who paid so much for his new bed he might actually have to live in it one day. Secret Sauce.
Yes, it was a great investment. It's gonna increase my credit score.
Was it a Tempur-Pedic?
It sure the fuck is.
Those are such a waste of money.
I just said, why would you pay that much money for a bed? That's like a down payment on a car plus some.
Or a new computer.
But did he sleep well?
I will tomorrow.
Oh, Mr. Sandman.
I sleep perfect on my $600 California King. I have no problem sleeping.
No.
Ever.
And then next month we're gonna buy the pillows that go to it as well.
Oh God!
So you know.
And we know about that pillow game. Look at those pillows.
Oh, and my pillow game is tight in the bedroom too. So
the only thing I have a problem with their pillows is I need my pillow to, like, I'm a sleeper where my hand goes under my pillow and like I hug my pillow when I sleep. So those pillows are not the business for me.
Oh no, these like do that too. So
they don't do it like the pillows.
Not
I'm
like
talking about.
the Walmart pillows.
Yeah, no. I don't buy those. I buy they're called hotel pillows. Is actually what I buy.
I know.
You know what I'm talking about, like the squishy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so great.
So if I don't exist for the next couple of weeks because I'm asleep, just so you know.
You mean napping?
Yeah.
Yeah. Flashback to when you
naps.
took a 7-hour nap And
That's
I was
right.
like, you didn't take a nap, you were asleep.
Nope, I napped today too. I napped for 11 hours.
And I can't even read Remedy's intro because he changed it back again after I memorized the second one that he altered.
I was just changing because you put the wrong thing.
Listen.
Just read it word for word. Let's see how
just
it
read
goes.
it. Just read it, Bill.
We have the
Do it.
Paladin who got a legendary. It wasn't for what he needed it on. Boom. Intro ruined. That's the intro.
Jesus.
What did you
Well, you
say?
could've
Gemma said
sold
something
it.
funny. He said tanks a lot.
I was gonna use what Jimmy Banks said
Yeah,
Tanks a
I
lot.
memorized that.
because I got the legendary on the prop paladin, but it was like tanks a lot for the wrong spec.
There you go.
Dang, whoever thought of that was funny.
I know that guy was like amazing. We're gonna have to
Yeah,
invite
just
him
generic.
to be. We're gonna have to invite him to be on the show.
Yeah, no. Right?
He's not taking my spot, is he?
Well, you like to be like in the younger. So I can't get anybody older than you. I have to make sure they're younger, right?
Right. Remedy's ruined that, but it's okay. I still act young and kind of look young.
Yeah, you look.
I've aged all right,
You know.
except for the
You've
game.
aged well.
Just kidding. It's really crappy because men age way better than women do, and for women, gravity hits in many places that are visible.
Yeah.
You know, before men
It's okay. Just
deal with it.
Yeah, all we got to worry about is the toilet seat.
Which I fell in earlier. We're not going to talk about that. That's for not the show. My husband's a dick, basically.
there you go.
And we have 2 bathrooms downstairs, and he leaves both the seats up on both of them.
Oh my gosh,
It's awful. So
my mom would have beat me.
let's talk about the mythic situation. We actually have 2 things, and I'm going to pull up because I did speak in regards to a method situation that we're going to talk about, Method and Serenity. I did speak to...
Oh, that was great.
I spoke to Method's community manager, Dari, who is a great friend of mine. I wanted to make sure that I got the actual version and not the internet's version. But I am assured that everything that was posted on Method's Twitter and Dari had posted somebody's typing. Mute. Basically is pretty much the official word. So here's what happened. So somebody that was a rando in Method's guild, they did not hold an officer position. They were not anybody that was like, super high decision making within the Method organization. They basically gained the trust of people to be able to do what they needed to do. So here's what they did with Serenity. Now, it's no secret that there are members of Serenity that used to be a part of Method. And then there's 2 other guilds that I think members of Serenity were a part of. And I'm pretty sure Sloot is the current guildmaster, ? Not 100% sure. So what had happened is this gentleman invited one of Serenity's mythic raiders to a group and said, hey, we're going to give you free flasks. Then they proceeded to steal the lockout, and they went in the instance with said lockout, zoned into Nighthold, took the lockout, which meant Serenity could not do that lockout because another group was in there doing that lockout. What did this mean overall for those of you who don't understand it? Like what was the issue here? So it meant they were about 2.5 hours behind in the mythic race because the lockout was being taken. This said individual, there was fake screenshots put on there, supposedly of them in a Slack or Discord channel where the person had supposedly said, haha, I did this to Serenity, and a screenshot was altered to show that SCO had seen it and had basically put a seal of approval on it, which is just not fact. Method did not hide it whatsoever. Method said, yeah, this guy was a part of our guild and he is not no more. This was not a decision we made. Here's the reality. Method doesn't have to stoop to those kind of tricks because Method is not always a winner. They don't always win, and they're okay with that because progression is progression. It just is what it is. So a lot of misinformation is being given, and Method did not do this to Serenity. There was no battle. There was no brawl. This was just one jackass who hates Serenity and just thought, oh, this would be kind of a funny thing. So didn't do them any good. As of now, Serenity's 9 of 10, and I'm not sure what Method's up to. I know as of yesterday, Method was 8 of 10. So Serenity's in the lead. But there's a Reddit post that's pretty accurate as far as actually getting the facts. And just know that Method at no point...
condoned it.
Yeah, they didn't hide it, and Oh
read it the
yeah,
other
so
day.
he was a support casual player in Method.
Yeah.
And he hated Serenity. So he basically hatched the whole plan to gank the lockout. Like, this was not a oops accident. Like, this guy literally set out to kind of be a chode. And then altered screenshots and that kind of thing. So Method was a good sport about it. They were very open about it. They didn't try to say that didn't happen, or, I mean,
It's just easier to just put, if this truth is whatever it is, just,
they kind of put all their stuff out there, and that's just another reason I respect and love Method, because, I mean, shit happens. You're not responsible for what your people do. I've learned that lesson many times this week.
Sure have.
That you cannot be, as much as you want to be, people are going to do what they're going to do, and it's good that he took responsibility. I take responsibility when one of my people does something dumb, but it is what it is. So,
thanks for clearing that up, Dari. I like her.
I love Dari. I just messaged her and she's like, well, I mean, it's not really a thing. And I'm like, I know it's not news, but it is news because people are talking about it, and I want to make sure that it's reported accurately. I don't want to go on the horn and say it's something when it isn't. I want to make sure people are aware Method didn't do a bad thing. This was not Method's fault. So
Right.
take to the Twitter and show your support for Method. Tell them Belle sent you, because Method is fucking awesome. And shout out to Sko's hot girlfriend.
Yeah.
Let's keep making this really awkward.
Very-
That poor
very
girl.
do
She's
that.
probably going to put a restraining order on me for next BlizzCon. I'm just kidding. I don't need to be restrained. I mean, maybe I do. Anyway, this got really super awkward. So, Guild Band. What did you say, Rem? You called it what's the name of that boss?
Oh, Star Augur?
Star Augur. Okay. So Fusion, which these guys released a video of doing a mythic kill for Star Augur. And in their video, they told on themselves by using a Hearthstone exploit, where they were able to pull, what you said they pulled, like a side boss, or...
The third phase, the thing that should not be, or something other with that name, with the other tank, when it's about to spawn, he hearth, and
it never spawns, it never
spawn.
zones in. So that's one less thing they have to deal with.
So it pretty much removes the DPS check from that boss, so yeah.
And they are a Russian guild, and I have to tell you that these guys that are from non-American countries, they should know better, because these guys do the shit. Like, I told you guys, like, everybody that's not America, when they're doing these mythic races, they are on a whole other level. I'm not talking shit about Americans. I'm telling you, these guys have what it takes to really just, like,
Be the very best.
hunker down and not eat for a fucking week while they're doing this progression stuff. So I need my French fries. That's how I know the difference. So, yeah. So it's an 8-day ban, which you can definitely say that they're not in the running for any kind of world first thing.
Nah.
We're going to have a topic of discussion on this subject at the end of the news. But man, you got to be. Why would you?
Curly or straight? French fries.
Well, you know, it's a funny thing. For a really long time,
I like seasoned.
For a really long time, I would not eat the curly fries. And then one day I was like, curly. And my husband just kind of looked at me. He's like, are you sure? Yeah. And I do fancy them. I loved Rally's fries back in the day. It's difficult to step away from that.
Rallies?
Yeah, it's like a...
Rallies is delicious.
Rally's is the business for the French fries, for sure.
The fries, at least, for sure.
Yeah.
I forget where you get them, but the ones that are like, they look like... They're like...
Grids, or I know what you mean.
I don't know what hand
crispy.
motion you're doing there. It's kind of...
Like a bunch of
Hashtag
hashtags
French
added
fries.
together.
He's trying to
Nice.
communicate
Yeah.
with me. So, I want
Fan
to share
favorite.
with you guys. Last week we talked about the Fel Murloc. What did I say? I really wish they would make it more like actual, like an Illidan skin. Like, if you could please
That
not...
was you? I thought that was...
Yeah, don't
Jim.
just slap some wings on a Murloc and say it's a Fel Murloc. I really need you to put in the effort. Who would have known that Blizzard actually heard my voice? Because this week, here comes this Fel Murloc. I'm going to show you guys. Well, you boys are going to have to go find the picture, because...
I've already seen it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, for those of you listening, go head over to the YouTube to check it out. But this is what I envisioned a Fel Murloc to be. He looks like Illidan in all of his parts and not just his wings.
So you
All of
approve?
his parts, huh?
So, I thought this whole
Looks
time
kinda-
Blizzard never listened to me.
kinda short.
Turns out they do hear our voice, guys. We
Yeah.
you know, I'm not saying we did this. I feel like they
For the
weren't done with the
people. I
model.
am. You did it. Congratulations.
I feel like we weren't
You
done with
win.
the model, and they just like released half the model, and WoW had data mined it before they meant for anybody to see it, and then I'm just gonna.
That
Probably what
sounds
it
100% accurate. I mean, I want to say that.
Like,
but,
what happens if you do this and then put it in the files? Oh shit.
Yeah, but I'm excited that they did do that, because I think if you're gonna call it a Fel Murloc, it really needs to be a Fel Murloc. So your junk should be green, bruh. Like, make it happen. So
I think that's never mind.
we all know that there are new traits coming. I will actually be doing videos on all the new traits that are being added for each spec and class, so that you guys have a really good breakdown of what you're looking at. Now, do not stockpile your AP in anticipation, because the second 7.2 is turned on, your shit means nothing. So don't stockpile AP as a means to be able to quickly unlock the additional stuff they're adding to the weapon.
Yeah, don't stockpile the actual tokens. You can throw them all in the weapon and you're good, but don't stockpile the tokens.
The
So you can
tokens.
keep adding to your artifact, and it's not going to show. It's going to continue to show that you're increasing the artifact power points. Yeah, right.
Yeah, you'll be able to see like the total you have on your weapon if you learn the
But
token.
it's going to say you have no traits to learn, right? Of course, because there's nothing.
Yeah,
you've already
and do
maxed out.
not like, which it's, here's the reality. The reality is nobody is really going to be stockpiling that anyway, to be perfectly honest, because we're all pumping in at this point in the game. 90% of us are pumping into that Force Dragon to get that damage. So just don't save your tokens, guys, because it's for naught. It's just going to be worthless,
Right.
and then you're going to be crying in your soup because you saved them. That was
Kind
something.
of soup.
Pea
Alphabet
soup,
soup.
is what I imagine.
I like a
people
nice
crying.
gnocchi, you know.
Gnocchi's really
Cream
good.
of broccoli, bro.
As long as it's split pea with like beef in it, then we're talking.
Some bacon. Anyways,
Bacon.
You guys are such men.
No soup for you.
Now, I thought this was interesting. Tailoring and blacksmithing crafted legendaries. You get it from a quest where you learn the recipes. It's eye level 9-10. I'm not really sure how I feel about being able to craft a legendary, to be perfectly honest with you. This might be one of the only topics I have no comment on.
Did you say blacksmithing and what was the first one you
Tailoring.
said?
Taylor.
Tailoring. No leatherworking?
Not as
No.
of now. I'm sure that'll be added, but as of this moment, it was
Well,
just...
yeah, they're gonna have to add it. I mean, you
Well,
can't
yeah,
just,
No,
you can't just
they're
give
gonna
a
get rid of
profession.
leather and mail. That's fine.
No, but why? Yeah, it's weird that you'd be able to craft
Why
for...
would they take the uniqueness out of, you know, the excitement of, like, we were on visual video when I got my best in slot legendary a couple days ago, and I was like, yes! Like, why would you want to take that part of the
I
game?
think...
Because there's people that are getting the bottom tier over and over and
I don't
over.
know
There's
that
someone that was on the
crafting
forum.
those
I don't think you
legendaries
should be
makes
allowed to
up
get the
for
same
that, though.
legendary ever again. Like,
Well, I'm not saying over and over again, but he was getting like, he got like the ring and then the
you just
neck
went in order
and then
from crappiness. Let's put it
yeah,
that way.
pretty much.
I think
like
this
I
is
am.
to make these professions valid. I don't think it has anything to do with people not getting legendaries of what they're looking for. I think this is their attempt to
Well-
make professions continuously valid in game. Maybe?
I think
That's
it would
going to
be
be up to a
both.
rare recipe then.
But it really...
You get it from a quest. You go and do the
No.
quest.
Yeah, go ahead, Jim.
I was just gonna say, like, the for a rating standpoint, and like again, if you know, HOTS and maybe Secret has mentioned this a few times, if you don't get the right legendary or any at all, you're suffering, right? So you probably can't craft your best in slot, but this could make up for that person who's a good player that just hasn't got the drop. They'll be
Well,
able
you
to
have
get-
the hardcore guilds that actually bench people because they don't have the
Right.
proper legendary.
So that's not really how it's supposed to be played. Like, I agree with you, Bell. It should be that excitingness or excitement of having it drop. But when it's affecting, you know, if someone's being benched because they don't have the right legendary, that just sucks from that player's perspective. I'm not saying that's why they did it. Maybe you guys can add to
Well,
the perspective.
realistically, do you really think a crafted thing is going to replace a best in slot drop? No. I
No,
mean,
but-
it seems like, what are they band-aiding here, I think is the, you know what I mean?
Is it just them saying it will do this, or they have actually given like an item that
Oh,
like
there's a couple
like
in there already. If you click, I don't know if I probably didn't link it, but yeah, there's a couple in there that you can hover over and see the tooltips. So
After it's crafted, can you increase the item level like the other ones? Because then
I
it's
would
just as
assume
good
so.
as right.
I mean-
So then it's just as good as some of, like, again with me, I only have my wrists. So I realize we mentioned leather can't be made, leather working's not on there. But say I was a priest, right? I would probably want one of the crafted pieces over the wrist, depending
well, and
on what
over
the...
nothing, I guess. Like if you're still
I mean, but at the end of the day,
fresh
are these going
110.
to be bind on pickup? Are they going to be BOEs? Are you going to be able to sell them?
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah.
Because if that's the case, I'll make a shit ton of them. I'm sorry, and sell the shit out of them if that's possible.
The mats
I think they
Probably
shouldn't do
ridiculous.
that. I think
Well,
they
yeah, and
might
I
not let that
don't
happen.
see that's going to happen because let's go back to Burning Crusade for leatherworkers. There are some amazing male shoulders that I sent to myself that I can't send because they're bind on pickup, which is stupid. But I'm not trying to make another. So that's what I think that they're going to get at. It's going to be you're going to craft it for yourself.
That's a good
It's going to be
point.
for you, and that's it. But
Yeah.
is it going to be ideal for what you want to do? Maybe if you're a fresh 110, absolutely, yeah, cool, thanks. I got a legendary already. But is it going to be it's going to probably be in that.
I hope it's bind on
20
pickup. I'm going to be really
It
sad if
better
you could
be.
see legendaries in the auction house.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to probably be in that 20 to 30% bracket of utility for it. I'm not going to say it's going to be, it's not going to be your best in slots. It's not going to be mid tier. It's going to probably be one of the bottom ones, but it's still going to have, it's going to be functional for what you want to do. Let's just put it that way. That's just my opinion. I haven't looked at anything at it or what they're even called because I really don't
And
care
we
right
don't even
now.
know. They could change it. That's
Yeah.
why I didn't really go too into it because this is such a
Right.
hot topic anyway. They might change the way that it functions. But I agree. I think as long as it's bind on pickup and it's not something that could be
Yeah.
bought and sold in the
Sold
auction
or
house.
traded.
Because
Yeah.
I'm leveling all my professions right now. I'm getting all these extra mats that I have no idea what they're used for. If I can sell them, I will be that guy. Just saying. I might give a couple to the guild, for raffles maybe. Hey,
Well, and I think
those are some nice raffles.
since it's legendary, the mats will probably be insane, and the quest line I'm assuming is not going to be an easy quest line. I would
Yeah.
hope that they would really put you through the ringer to acquire the recipes that you need for that. That would be my hope, that they would make you really.
So secret,
I
you're
agree.
hosting long range raffles? Okay, cool.
All right. Take 120 days to make one item.
Could increase the
Um,
value of some items, which is good
It's
as well.
a very, very early rendition of it, but they are showing BOP right now. And
Yeah.
the
I would hope so.
and the requirements to make it look kind of dense. Obviously it'd have to be, but yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Who even says the word dense?
I say
Well, I mean,
density at
you're
work all day.
pretty dense.
Ooh.
Fight. Just do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. No, I'll fight her for you, Remedies.
Oh yeah,
Please, let's go.
where's that duel?
I want you to know that I was doing things today. I was replacing electrical sockets. I was being all I could
Warlocks
be.
don't replace any of that type of stuff.
I did.
Bella, we
Engineers do.
commend you for all your work, and you are a busy lady.
I
It's
was
hard to get some
scared.
free time.
Listen,
Well,
I
you've
was
had a
scared.
month.
We turned the
done.
power off to the office, and I literally my
Okay.
daughter brought me a towel to wrap around when I was pulling the wires out because I would grab it and then obviously there was no power going through it, but I've seen Final Destination, guys. Stuff happens.
Just to make sure you complete the circuit, you're fine.
Fucking nerd.
Well, then I thought the towel was wet. I was like, why would you give me a wet towel? That's kind of
Why
messed
not?
Stand in the socket.
I mean, it's her, so I mean,
Also, Love is in the Air starts next week. So,
Love Rocket!
If you love
This year.
someone and you want to share your Love Rocket, not that kind of Love Rocket, Jim, so don't,
I was about to say
randomly try to
that
show people because that makes it super weird. Yeah, go get your Love Rocket. You need it for a long strange
not.
trip. Farm your love charms, all that jazz. It starts next
Yeah.
Tuesday.
I
figure.
remember
24 attempts. That's all it took. That's what I'm
for
saying.
you,
Yeah.
that's lucky, actually.
I would get straight out of work, get online, run 8 alts.
Oh, you're
that
attempting
fucking
to get
dungeon.
in.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then I got it on Totem Twerkin. So she got to hop on her big love rocket. Just saying.
Right.
I'm going to just let that one go because, yeah. It's been a long week. Okay, so this was actually an item that I completely missed in my research. There's so much 7.2 stuff that this was not on my radar. And Rem reminded me of the Paragon reputation that's going to be happening in 7.2. So easy to understand. The reputation in Legion that you're exalted with, you'll see a little bag that's like for the bonus, buy the reputation. When you click on it, for every 20,000 reputation, you get a satchel. That satchel houses goods. I tried to find what the hell was in it. I didn't find a lot of stuff, but I would imagine it's going to be worth your while. It's like the Warden supply kit, the Val'Sharah supply kit. And
they give that 835 gear? Yeah,
and it's repeatable. So every 20K,
teeth.
it's completely repeatable. There's an achievement you get. It's called a Paragon of Broken Isle or something, for getting 10 of those satchels. So, I mean, they're making it where your World Quest rep is still valid. So if you're exalted on these things and you're getting your tokens from your Kirin Tor and you're getting tokens from doing your Wither training and you're getting these tokens, don't use them. Save them so that they can go towards a worthy cause. Because as of this moment, they don't say that they're not usable until they say that they're not usable.
Well, it would have been great before, like, if you got to exalted, you know, like your main character, obviously those are all exalted with every rep. Hey, especially Kirin Tor, let's just go with Kirin Tor, how you can pick a reputation. That should have been BOE. Like,
that one
why
should
not
have been,
account?
I agree.
Why not account? That was fucking a disaster.
What I really liked with Mists of Pandaria was when you did got to exalted, you could buy that token and it increased the rep you gain. So that
even if it went by like 30% extra, like, I mean,
just
it's something.
Yeah.
I mean, that would have been. I agree 100% with that. That was
now
great. Actually,
they're making it at least where your main can continue to get things you do your world quests anyway, so at least now that additional rep can go towards something, and then you could get additional achievements for the Paragon thing, which is nice, especially when they cross over from their other games. I think that thing is always kind of nice and people like that.
Because everyone loves Like the Wind.
No, everyone doesn't
ever
actually love Like the Wind. Like, there's people that rage, and
I read somebody in general chat the other day that was they went on a super rant about that. So it made me think of you, Belle, and then it made me think of how fast these are to do, and then I did it, and I said, toodaloo, and I fucking said,
I don't do them. I do the other two, or the three, the Magic Flight, the Barrel Fun, and the Lay Race. I don't do the other one. I will do all the other ones but those. I'm not dealing with it. I'm not going to.
But the floaty one is easy.
I'm not going to spend 45 minutes constantly getting kicked back to the starting zone for some bullshit. I don't focus that much on my job. I'm not going to focus that much on a quest. I got to be honest.
You focus that much in the kitchen?
You know what it reminds me of? I just realized why. I don't like it. I just realized why. It reminds me of how many times I wiped on my Greenfire quest. And how frustrated I felt when I would get so far and then I would wipe. Yeah.
Let's see. How many
what you do.
I talked to you when you did that. I talked to your brother when he was doing that.
Do you remember my ranting? We would be on Skype and I would be like, I'm fucking done. I'm never doing this again. This was my last attempt. And then I would give it a day and I would go back and then I would cuss again and it would just be...
Yeah. And then one more friend did it. I think your brother was the one that waited till like the last 2 minutes.
He was trying to get it before me.
Well, then he stopped or something.
And no, that was what gave me motivation, because I was like, no, this scrub kid is not going to come in and try to out Warlock the Warlock. So that was actually what the motivation, that was the motivational factor. Good. And then he was like, I really wanted to get it before you, because then I would have had that for the rest of my life. Well, you are going to have to find something else, because... But another guildie did get it before me, and I was kind of pissed off.
Really?
Tysaurus did.
Yeah. Oh.
Tysaurus got it like a week before I did.
Fail.
And he did not main a Warlock, so I was just like...
I did it too, like a month ago. It was great. It's very easy.
I have 42 wipes, guys.
Sounds like a great boss.
I'd get sore.
42 wipes of me literally Hulk smashing things, and I went through a mouse in that endeavor too.
God, that's awesome.
You know what have made it easier? Affliction.
No, Affliction would not have made it any easier.
Demonology made it extremely easy, just saying.
Yeah, I don't care. So, for our topic of discussion, so we talked about a little bit about the Mythic Raid exploiting, and I wanted to
do that. Belle, can you hold a piece of paper up? I have to let my brother in the house. I'm so sorry. I know this makes it so you have to edit the show or leave it in. I'm so sorry.
I know. Edit the show. We're just gonna leave it. So I actually did not edit. I just paused instead. So guys, you guys got to see just a little bit of what I go through in dealing with show stuff. But the brother had to be let in. You can't leave him outside in the cold.
You know what's really awesome? Tavern crawl tomorrow.
Where's that at?
Micro holiday.
Oh yeah, in PTR.
Oh, nice.
Well, no, it's live.
What?
Wait.
Are you spoiling something for us?
No. it's
Tavern crawl
been on the
tomorrow.
calendar.
I didn't.
I thought it was like a real thing.
I
thought
didn't
you were
see it
going
on
to
the calendar,
bars.
and I looked
No.
earlier to see if I needed to remind anybody.
No. It's been canceled.
Yeah, I was gonna say I did look to see if there was anything there.
Fail remedies.
Breaking news next week.
We're fired. Okay, so I wanted to put a topic to you guys and see what your guys' thoughts were on exploiting in World of Warcraft. Now, I want to give you guys two examples, and then I want to talk about at what point is there a difference? Why is there a difference? Who decides there's a difference? Shouldn't it all fall under the same exploit category? So we'll take a mythic exploit, which, you know, your guys' argument for it would be, yes, it should be, you know, it's a bannable offense and this should be handled because it's a race, right? People are competing. Then I'll use the example of Doomsayers. People were flying up in the air, killing themselves to reset the 15-minute cooldown on the pamphlet to be able to do it.
Absolutely.
Blizzard said nothing about it and let it go. Blizzard knew about it because it was posted, it was tweeted to them, and Blizzard said it was fine. So I wanted to know what you guys thought on what is the difference here, and should there be two different sets of rules, or should it be one blanket, no exploits, period? I want to know what your guys' thoughts are.
Good, Jimmy.
Me first all the time. It always depends the scenario on the severity of it. You know, exploits are exploits, and my opinion isn't that strong for some of these specific topics. But you shouldn't really cheat or you know, manipulate the game, especially if you know it's wrong and against what was meant for the game. But that's all I have to say about that. Don't do it.
Say about that.
Sauce, what about you?
Well, since I had worked in the industry of MMOs and stuff like that, like I saw plenty of exploits, and some of them were fascinating, mind you. But at the end of the day, like people were crashing servers, and that was a pain in the ass too. But the exploit with the pamphlets, I did it. I already said it. It is what it is. But did I really want to wait 15 minutes and just do absolutely nothing in Stormwind? I did not. I had other things I wanted to do. But could I have done it the appropriate way? Of course. But at the end of the day, no one was going to do it. There's people that all day, that's all they do in this game is find some sort of way to exploit the game. And there's probably thousands of them that we don't even know about. I don't want to say thousands. There's several that are probably still out there that no one knows about because they want to keep it to themselves. For an actual raid,
what makes their exploit? I know what it makes, but mind you, so before anybody's like, fuck Bell.
Right.
But if we're thinking, let's think in legal terms, because the law has no bias. There's no bias in law. Law, it just is what it is. So if we're thinking in that type of term, what's the difference? They're both exploits. Why is one... Right. Like, so I know why one is, but...
One is like, let's just look at it this way. Let's look like legality and terminology that some of us can relate to. The exploit for the pamphlet is probably like an extremely white-collar slap on the wrist type of crime. Let's just call it that. Where messing up a raid... Because it was
documents, I get it.
Yeah, you got it. But no,
document crime, white collar, get it? No? Okay. Yeah. Watch some more Law and Order, people. You'll understand what we're talking about.
Exactly. But no, I mean, a raid encounter, I mean, that's a big deal. And especially if it was a race type of thing.
Would you consider that burglary or embezzlement? Like...
So they were popping their hearth. The person was leaving.
Would that be felony flight?
Yeah, that's something along those terms. But
kidnapping, embezzlement,
endangering the group,
endangering,
yeah,
unlawful imprisonment. No.
Yeah, right. No, I mean,
I could go all day. I watch a lot of Law and Order.
You do. I used to. I don't watch it anymore.
So you're saying your argument would be that it should be different based off the severity. What are the circumstances?
They should differentiate because of severity. Yes. I mean, a Mythic Plus, a raid, any type of way you can cheat that type of system. I mean, Mythic Pluses, that's different, I guess, if you want to even call it that. Or full on raid. I say would be like the peak of it. Like there should be some sort of penalty for that, especially like if it was a mythic raid. You know, like we had like again, like we said, a lot of these top guilds, that's what they go for, and of course everyone wants to do it the fastest. But could they probably cheese it? Could they cheat a little bit? They probably can. They could probably find some sort of loophole, but they're probably trying not to do that because then they're going to get kicked out. They're going to be banned for a couple days, and then now they just lost their spot in doing what they wanted to do. So, is there a difference? Absolutely. Should it be the same thing? That's kind of a toss-up. So.
What about you, Rem?
Well, I was thinking one other big factor is duplicating items.
Yeah.
People can dupe a whatchamacallit, the Swift. Can't remember the name of the
Onyx
tiger.
Panther mount.
No,
The Spectral
the
Tiger?
Swift Spectral Tiger. Oh my god, my brain. You know, you could sell that for real money, and people dupe it and they sell it for on eBay or something or other, and you're like, oh hey, I have this. They trade it and they make real IRL money, and they essentially that is actually pretty much embezzlement. When you think about it.
So do you think that the punishment should fit the crime? So there should be several tiers of these exploits.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
the panel thing. That shouldn't even be a slap on the wrist. But when it's a factor of like the mythic rating, and you're actively trying to bug out the raid so that you have an advantage over someone else that's doing it correctly, you should get punished. I mean, I don't know how severely, but definitely a temporary ban.
Yeah.
Now I ask you, we've talked about the legalities. Let's talk about the moral implications here. I think it's more than just these guys were trying to take shortcuts. I think you're doing something that is a sportsman-like situation, right? This is a unofficial competition of sorts because it's not like you're winning money, but we
Right.
know what happens when these guilds are world first, right? Method is prime example. When you're world first, you get access to things you didn't get before in World of
Right.
Warcraft. People notice you and
The
pay
ladies.
Then
They get
you've
access
sold
to
out.
stuff I'm never going to get access to, so it's fine.
attention. Then you've sold out and your guild is a multinational fucking household name and you get your own DX racer chair because I'd really like a Method one. But
You mentioned
Right.
sportsmanship. All I have to say is Patriots. So
Well, I'm saying like the personal integrity here for these raiders to make a decision that says, I don't have confidence in my ability to be able to beat you legally, so I'm going to have to pull a bitch move like what's his name did in Gladiator where he stabbed him, right? Because he knew he was going to bleed out before he had to fight him because he was a little sissy. I think that it's a personal integrity of
Joaquin Phoenix. That's right.
you guys were scared. I don't know this guild personally, but I can tell you that if you feel like you got to cheat me to beat me, you were never going to win in the first place. That should already have told you. But what do you guys think, like personal integrity wise? I think that should state volumes over ability.
You're always looking for the edge, whether it's.
well,
I'm not saying
If
it's
you're looking for
accurate
the
or
edge,
right.
Do some roids right before your pull, right? But if you could,
Well, I was
going
going to compare it to roids. I think that's and well, because sports athletes get caught. Oh, I didn't know, or they did know, and they still
Right.
get to keep their multi-million contract and just get suspended for a year, and they're fine. They got these juiced out arms from the previous year.
yeah, I'll sit
So-
on the bench and make millions.
So you got an
Fine.
8-day ban,
I-
whoop-de-doo, right?
Well, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like they might not even be looking at it from a scared perspective. Your goal is to be number one, and you're trying so hard, and then you see this advantage. I'm not saying it's right and to do that, but that's probably what they did. They probably saw an opportunity to guarantee them or get that edge. So
Be like
it's
Michael
not.
Jordan, guys, and whatever you're doing. Michael
Just do
Jordan
it.
didn't need that kind of thing, right?
Don't let
That
your
man
dreams be
was
dreams.
solid gold no matter what he played. He wasn't a great baseball player, but I mean, he didn't need a competitive edge or he didn't need to find the latest and greatest of the newest this and that in strategy and technology. He was just phenomenal.
He was just
And
mental. He
It
practiced
just
a lot.
he
Preparation.
did it because that's what you do. You want to do sports or you want to do competitions, you have to practice your craft, right?
Right.
So I just feel like the integrity here is just I'll never root for you or respect you because not because you used an exploit because you wanted to win, but because your integrity allowed you to be okay with using that exploit. It would
Yeah,
be
Tom
different.
Brady.
Right. It would
Exactly.
be different if it was like us and we did a thing where we didn't pull
Flaky.
trash, right? Like there's other ways you can make shortcuts in raids. Don't pull trash in a certain room if you know you don't have to. Like I'm for that. I totally get that. But maybe you could not be
But
a fucking
that's just
cheater.
following mechanics too. That's just following the way the dungeon works.
Well-
where that's different. Like to hearth out, it's kind of a dick move. But I mean, would I
Seems
do
minor.
it? Absolutely not. No, it's not minor.
It's
Absolutely
intentionally
not.
breaking.
Yeah,
mechanics,
you're
though.
breaking, what's supposed to be there. That's like hearthing out and the boss magically fucking dies. Like, hey,
Oh,
cool and all, but you're a dick. I hate to say it.
Well, regardless of the race, I just think the integrity is always broken if you even try and break mechanics like that.
Right, yeah, especially race wise, yeah, I agree 100%. Like,
If you weren't good enough to do it the right way, then you just need to be better. And I'm not knocking it. I'm not a Mythic Raider, but that's just it. I'm not a Mythic Raider.
for that reason.
It's not my job. It's your job. If that's the role you've chosen in this World of Warcraft that we're playing, then you need to be the best at it and quit trying to cheat people because I don't appreciate cheating. So,
True.
boom.
Or liars. Fuck them.
I don't like liars either. If you're going to be dirty honestly. Be open about your dirty. Don't be sneak dirty because I don't like that shit either. Okay, so I know Jimma has got some news from the Pet Battle World Life. Maybe he's got some solid life advice.
I love the game of life. It's great.
I never played it.
You never played
No.
the game Life?
No.
You need to live your life.
Hungry Hippos, though. Man, I got excited for that game. Operation. No news, but sometimes no news is better than some news. I don't know. Actually, what I wanted to go over is just like a lot of like randomness, maybe, where pet battles are at right now. I did watch the homie Asmongold complete the pet battle dungeon in PTR, and maybe I did sound like a little downer last week where I was complaining about the graphics in an older area. It did look fun, but it did kind of look a little repetitive. So I like that they added more content to, the game pet battle wise. I know pet battles is not for everyone. So overall, it does look like, a decent source of gold, and you do get a free level 25 stone out of it. So, thumbs up for new content. We'll see when I experience it myself, but it looked all right.
What's up with the negative Nancy thumbs down?
Thumbs down. No, I'm teasing.
I know I saw that with peripherals. Well, I think what he's saying, or I don't even know if he meant this, but sometimes when pet battle content is announced, or some people think Blizzard is taking time out of, they could spend it fixing, say, PvP or adding new things. So I think that's some people's complaints about pet battles that don't do it.
For me, I enjoyed it. Like I said, when I first came back to WoW, that was like transmog was a big deal.
Yeah.
I had no idea what the fuck transmog was. I thought someone was stupid, but whatever. And then pet battles, I was like, I have all these pets that were rare at the time, and I tried it out for a little bit, and then it's not that it wasn't for me. I just didn't have time for it, and I hate to put it that way because there was so much other stuff going on. And the dungeon thing, I think that's great. Will I probably ever do it? Maybe 10 years from now, but
Never.
I probably will because I've always wanted to get the damn pets from Pandaria, from the Timeless Isle. Yeah, I've always wanted to get those, but I don't have the drive to want to get them. And I think a lot of them look amazing. A lot of the pets now look even better than before. But do I want to do it? I won't, just because there's just so much other stuff that I want to do in the game.
Right.
And
yeah, I think a lot of players worry that it takes away from the content. So I get pet battles isn't for everyone. So, I did compare or think of the Celestial Tournament and difficult moments for that. So
I watched a lot of those fights of people doing those, man.
Yeah,
those
Celestial Tournament's great. And if you ever need help, Sauce as well, like I can hand you a couple pets or tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because your first time you defeat the Celestial Tournament, you do get one of the 4 pets, and they are the better looking of the pets. So I did compare the dungeon to the tournament, which is very different. I did want more of a Celestial Tournament vibe where you're fighting hard trainers. Now, Blizzard has brought us a lot of new pet tamers, though, upcoming that are going to come in the new patch, but also casually throughout the expansion after its launch. So I can't really complain in that sense, even though I really wanted a Celestial Tournament. I remember it being so difficult, and maybe that was because that was like the earlier days of pet battling. We didn't have as many level 25s, but most experienced pet battlers are going to be able to just go in and beat the pet battle dungeon and be done with it. So I want another Celestial tournament. I was thinking maybe they could take even some of the existing pet tamers, master tamers in those teams, and we could fight them on a more difficult level. But then I also could see people complaining Blizzard recycling content again. So I don't know. I want to see a little bit more, competitiveness in pet battles overall. And I think like this format of another Celestial tournament would be good.
I was going to say, why isn't there like a whole, like, we have PvP, we have PvE. Why doesn't, we may have discussed this in the past, why hasn't Pet Battle made its own like type of leaderboard type thing too, where
it's kind of hard to, I would think. I think one of the things would be it'd be difficult. Maybe not. I guess you could do it as like a ranked match.
Yeah, look at twos. You don't know who you're going to go up against until you get into there. So you have your build of whatever you want to do.
I like that.
And then it's like if I challenged you, you're going to have your amazing squad of 25 epic with fast everything and kick my ass. And I'm going to have my mini Thor and, bullshit. And I'm probably going to, of course, I'm going to lose because you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But I don't see it as impossible. I see it's very possible.
Because I agree. I like that.
There's a lot of people that like pet battling, and
I like something for PvP pet battles actually that I was going to just bring up, but I never thought of that. So you're right. Maybe like a rank system of
compared to your 4 win streak, type like that. You could do it pet battle,
Well, and then you could make it so you can't have 2 of the same pet, so that way you eliminate gimmicks, right? You have to have one individual pet. Because what I was
every pet has to be unique. It makes sense,
right? And then you could have some sort of a ranking system that way. That's an excellent way, especially with it seems like Blizzard.
From a guy who doesn't pet battle, look at that shit.
Well, you got the competitive juices for Warcraft, right? You've been in the game long enough.
I like dueling warlocks and stuff,
Right? Sometimes warlocks won't duel, though.
Juices?
He did.
So,
did I
August
hear
Celestials?
juices? You said juices? Like
I didn't remember who actually said it. I was like, did I say that or did he say that?
One of you
But
said
August Celestials
juices.
is supposed to be like the Elite Four, yeah? Essentially?
Who, me? Say that again?
The August Celestials is supposed to be like the Elite Four comparison, pretty much, yeah?
Yeah. No, I mean, when I think of the Elite Four, I think of like actual people, and like the 4 final bosses in the Celestial Tournament are like bosses, like the Chi-Chi and Zuzu. So, but I like that, like something like that for the Celestial Tournament. But again, Sauce, that's a great suggestion to spice up PvP pet battles, but again, people will get worried Blizzard's taking too much out of them. I was thinking maybe make a world quest for PvP pet battles. So, your world quest today would be win a PvP pet battle with a beast pet or a flying pet or something like that. That way you're getting people who already enjoy pet battles to do more PvP pet battles,
right? And
that will just get more people in the queue because I like world quests, and overall with all these random things I'm talking about for pet battles is in a good place. And that's coming from the pet battle guy. There is a lot of things, but I think what I want to see is the world quests that we have for the pet tamers be repeatable. And I've mentioned that in random previous shows. I don't think it would be that hard to do. And then my suggestion with the PvP pet battles would fill one of those world quests to make sure there are some world quests. I know Blizzard wouldn't want to make all of those master tamers available because there's specific achievements and they don't want people eating up and completing this content too quickly. So I was thinking maybe after
What are you talking about? I think people have kind of already done that too, though.
Yes and no. So like one of our, I don't know if it was Eeg I was speaking to over one of our holiday events. He's still waiting, or someone who's good in pet battles in the guild. Sorry if I forgot your name and it's not Eeg. Or not Eeg, inside joke, but he was mentioning he's waiting for a specific master tamer to fight because he has to beat them with like all undead pets or all beast pets. So
right.
I think after maybe you unlock your pocket pet portal or you get a couple or do so many of the achievements, those master tamers should just become available so your boy Gemma Banks can just like get all these different teams out. I don't want to wait for a random day for me to beat this master tamer. I think they should be, you could be able to battle them, daily, and again, get 2 to 4 pet charms and get new world quests for us to do. True. So A lot of randomness. Again, Sauce, I really like your idea. I want the Celestial Tournament because there's so many good memories for that. Similar when players talk about, their favorite expansions. In my pet battle life, that was really when I was getting into the videos and the tournament. So I want something like that again. The dungeon overall does look good and entertaining, so enjoy that when that comes out. And anything pet battle related, just leave a comment or things that you'd like to see, whether it's with World Quest or different content. So yeah, thank you.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
No,
Competitive
thank you,
juices.
Gemma.
Thank you, Belle.
That's some lovely orange juice you got there.
Minute Maid. Pretty good. Gotta get that vitamin C.
Andy.
Ooh.
Yeah, I heard you've been working on that a little bit. That's good. Well, not heard. I've seen. I'm on her social media.
Super awkward because I think
You
him
were
and I were
turning it into
talking about a
something dirty.
different tea.
I was talking about natural sunlight, which is
Just
what
kidding.
vitamin D is.
I have
so.
been. I got a tan. I don't know if you guys could tell. I'm getting.
That's not
No.
a tan. Similar to Sauce's naps and sleeps.
I
That's
am.
not
I
a
have
tan.
been working.
I believe you've been working on it. Yeah.
I mean, not very hard.
We
you
had
know.
other things to work
So-
hard on.
Tonight, we're going to be talking about hashtag fan favorite Suramar. Remedy is going to give us some wonderful lore with some less ums because every week we've been improving.
Oh, don't call him
every
out.
week. Why? Because it's adorable. Because I think it's adorable.
He is adorable. I think he's adorable too.
But we've been improving where I can't even count them anymore, I don't think. And I remember,
Because you lose count, right?
but I remember the first 6 months it being
should put a
really
ticker.
rough with me not saying in between like transitions. So
Well, it's a new thing for
Yeah.
remedies, even for myself, and I've been practicing more at work since I have to talk in front of a large audience of people to not say But Saturday, I know I said a ton because I was pissed the fuck off on Saturday. So I got my point across. That's all that mattered. So remedies, you do you, boo boo.
I told him to pick a box
say it.
and focus on that box and pretend like he's talking to that box. And I was telling everybody, like, I choose Gemma's box most of the time. The reason I choose Gemma's box is because visual feedback, he's really good at giving the visual feedback, so I feel like it's interaction. So I just pick a box and focus
I don't
on
give
that.
you visual
But
feedback.
he's
I'm
going
gonna
to
start
be
looking
giving
away
us
now.
some information about Suramar. Now, I know we've covered this a few times before, but you can never cover it enough. And
Right.
going through Nighthold, we will have learned when we first covered it in the beginning of the expansion, we've learned more than we ever knew about Suramar. So Rem is going to give us all the nitty gritty of
Juices?
hashtag fan favorite.
Fan favorite.
You should feel bad for that.
I'm
I'm going to give that to you for free because we're besties.
Okay, so for those who don't know, with Suramar and
Get them all out now. Just get it.
Umbrella, Ella.
but no, so Suramar,
So awful.
You do it. You distract people
I know,
sometimes.
I know,
You're
that's
so
what
good at
I
like
do. So-
poking fun
No,
and
that
then
was-
getting us off
Tell me
track.
something I don't know about Suramar. What should we know? What's the important things to understand about what drives Suramar?
how do you spell it?
Is this a question? Is this real?
Yes.
Because it's in the show
Yeah.
notes.
How do you spell Suramar?
As you scroll down, I just
Why
wanna show
does
a
the city
picture.
matter? I need you to tell me why this city matters. Outside of how beautiful it is, I need you to tell me why this city matters.
I have an idea.
I was cheating and reading your show notes.
No, I'm not cheating. I want to show
No,
everyone.
I was
a
cheating
picture.
and reading your show.
Oh.
I hear my kids in the hallway whispering right now. They're all. Yes.
So this
Is Eye of the
was
Storm.
the Night Elf Empire at its prime, right before the Sundering.
Is that from
Okay.
Chronicles?
Yeah.
Yes.
I
So
must not have
over
gotten to
here,
that page yet.
you got Suramar, okay? Well of Eternity. And so the main city, Sanashari, because she's a conceited biatch, made her own city for herself. And so that spans the whole continent. So Suramar was where they held all the trinkets and stuff that they've collected through the entire empire, which actually makes it interesting on why it actually survives. So the Pillar of Creation and all the parts of it were what made Suramar survive the Sundering when the Burning Legion was going in and trying to actually use Suramar as a foothold for the War of the Ancients. And so part of Suramar's greed for their survival actually helped the rest of the world in a way. So Sargeras, Kil'jaeden, and all of them try to use Suramar as another foothold for making more portals, bringing more baddies. And so Suramar goes, what's going on? We can't trust any of this stuff going on. So they take the pillars, they create a force field around Suramar, and the Eye of Almanthul, which Elysan has been using, she uses that to finish it out and create the Nightwell. And so that's what's been corrupting, not only corrupting them, but transitioning them from Night Elves into the Dark Elves that they are now. No.
The Wretched?
Nightborn.
Like the Nightborn?
No, the Wretched is when you don't have access to the direct.
You don't get your dope.
When you're on crack
pretty much.
and you need a fix, and your crack dealer is way across town, you ain't got no gas money.
It's less about crack. It's more about they've become dependent on it. It's not really a drug. It's more of it like their life essence. It's whereas the
That's
blood
why they
elves,
wither, right? They
that's
wither
meth.
without it.
Yeah, that's meth.
That was not a good pun. Come on, Ram, you're not even gonna give me that.
I didn't even catch
I
it.
quit.
She withered
With
without it.
the blood elves, they were legitimately addicted to it. Where if they didn't have it, they were like freaking out. Instead of it's hard to explain because Nightborn, you have the wretched that are running around the city and all that. But anyways,
looting cars and robbing chariots and boats.
So we have the Eye of Almanthul, and so that's what created the Nightwell. And I don't know if I should say the spoilerly, but it's at the very end of Nighthold when you do the questing. Should I just say
Yeah,
it,
we should do spoiler alert. So if you don't want to hear what he's going to talk about for the next, I would say 2 minutes, you should turn it right off and then fast forward a few minutes. Spoiler alert.
Okay, so when you complete the quest, you go with Oculeth and Thalressa, and you go to the Nightwell, and it's dying because we have taken the Eye of Almanthul out and for the Pillar of Creation that we're going to be doing. And so they go there, and Oculeth and I forget the guy's name, but the druid that helps us create Shalaran, make it all better and all that. I can't remember his name, but he's like a grove keeper or something other. Doesn't matter. Anyways, so you go to the Nightwell, and they're deciding on what to do. And they have the option of siphoning the power and kind of keeping it with them in a way. But Thalressa says, let it die. We have what we need because they have the tree in Shalaran. And she says, we must put our faith in the people of Azeroth, which goes a long way because she's one of the people that was like, we need to be reclusive 10,000 years ago and shut everyone out.
And they called us Outlanders, which is really mean. It hurt my feelings.
It did hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Is this a school
I was like,
for ants?
well, they would call you Outlanders, and I'm like, hi, I'm in your city trying to help save your arse, and you're calling me an Outlander? Rude.
But yeah,
I'm emotional.
So we have 5 of the Pillars of Creation, and what that leads into is we've got the Aegis of Agramar, we've got the Hammer of Khaz'garath, we have the Tears of Elune, the Tidestone of Galganeth, and the Eye of Almanthul. There's one more that they haven't told us what it is or anything like that, and I was going to take the time and see what other people were thinking on like theorizing what it could be, because there's a lot of stuff to do with the Titans that we don't know about. There's the discs of Norganon, which is in Uldaman. You find out a little bit more at that, like how the dwarves came to be, the trogs and all that. But I just wanted to see what other people thought about what the last Pillar of Creation could be. And then I'll be theorizing throughout the week to see what it could be as well. Because it could be something completely new, or it could be something that's been hinted at before.
I want to know outside of all that awesomeness, how do you say all those things perfectly normal and right back to back without even having to think about how to pronounce
practicing and going to English class, in high school and stuff like that.
Did you skip English class, Belle?
I actually was in honors English, but that's not the point. The point is, the older I got, the lazy I got, I guess. It just... I had to make room for a lot of Eminem lyrics, and the only way to make room for those Eminem lyrics was to forget, important things in my life.
Okay, so backtracking before there was an empire, for those who might not know, is the Dark Elves and the Highborn, the Blood Elves, all elves are actually transformed versions of trolls.
What?
So every elf that you're seeing...
Is that real? That's not theory crafted, that's real.
That's legitimate, yeah. This was known before Chronicles and all that. It's just, I didn't know how many people actually knew. But yeah, trolls...
Through evolution? Because they're not even close.
Not really evolution.
They're super close.
So, there was this certain
Elves
different
are
tribe...
pretty and not muscly. Trolls are not pretty and muscly. I don't understand how, explain how
you shorten their arms and legs and kind of...
Then you have a T-Rex. You don't have a troll. I'm listening to you.
So there's different tribe of trolls. You got the Zulaman, you got the Gurbashi, and all those others. And there was a certain sect of trolls called the Dark Trolls that actually made their huts around the Well of Eternity. And so I don't know if it's a theorizing within Blizzard or if it's actually what happened, but so supposedly they heard a loon, they were transformed into her image, and so that's how they started worshipping a loon, is by actually pretty much putting up shop around Well of Eternity, and they transitioned into becoming Dark Elves, and then so on and so forth, Nightborn and Blood Elves kind of splitting apart.
It's kind of interesting. Not kind of interesting. That's actually very interesting on how that all happened. It's basically evolution. So
it's kind of like a divine.
So there wasn't it wasn't like a mating situation. There was just evolution in general.
No, it was just as they were communing with Elune more, and I'm pretty sure it has to do something with the arcane that was in the Well of Eternity, because that's where your Siraj is plucked out of the world by Almanthul, and that's when they started doing all the prisoning and all that.
Interesting.
That's awesome. I guess I really need to continue back and reading Chronicles like I used to.
I didn't get very far. I'm not gonna lie.
There's actually really, really interesting things.
It's crazy how many items get bought by multiple players, like all of the books or all of the plushies. Like, Blizzard is
smart as shit.
I don't buy things.
Right?
Yeah.
Every time before the show, it's like Sauce, and mostly Sauce. He's like, look what I bought. Not always Warcraft related, but mostly he just purchases a lot of things.
I'm a sight to beholden in the morning, sitting on my front porch in my Alliance robe.
This is the only thing I really care about.
Hammer and your Warcraft coffee
it's a sight to beholden. I gotta tell you.
I haven't even opened that damn thing, Remedies.
Dude, I
haven't pulled up the damn lens.
He drinks out of that every weekend. He's like, "Oh, what are we drinking today?" And he pours his beer in there. It's hilarious.
If I buy one of those expensive pints, I put it in here.
This is why I never run out of mana.
I have the same. I have mana and health potions.
Yes. Never. Oh no, that's vodka, by the way. But
you wouldn't think so with that slicked hair. But Remedies is quite the beer drinker. I would say he's an expert.
I no longer have the proof in my house since we moved, but I did have proof on my carpet that he is quite the beer drinker.
Yes.
Remember?
No.
I do recall.
They came up and said he is
up.
throwing up, and then he's going to sleep, and then waking up and throwing up again. And I'm like, I don't even know what that means.
I was gonna say the time when Remedies had a private life, but he's so involved with the guild and the community.
There's no privacy once you're here.
Well, no, that was announced when that happened anyway. Before he was on the show, we talked about.
Oh, sure it was.
It was.
Yeah. If you're my friend, I'll tell all your secrets when we're
right.
That's just how we. I mean, they tell mine. That's just how we do. So if there's specific lore you want to know about, tweet to Rem. His Twitter is right there. Tweet to PWNCAST. Tweet to My mother.
Where?
She's on Twitter. Tweet to someone and
Mama
comments on
Bell?
the show. Send an email. Send a fax. Send a carrier pigeon. And
She's gonna
Send
send
a
you
friend
stickers.
request.
So be
Rem
careful.
will get-
I'm getting friend requests all the time now. So.
Ren will get in. He'll get to you. I'm losing
Whoa.
mental capacity. Like it's a steady downhill. I'm exhausted.
What's the mailing address that we can mail our questions in? Is there a mailing address?
3-3. Just kidding.
It's 555 West Warcraft Lane.
Nice.
Ooh, check you out.
What's the postal code?
911 is the code. So
275.
I know that I promised you guys I've been working on doing the Demon Hunter counters, and I'm not completed with the Demon Hunter counters yet because there's two things that I need to research, and one of them is what happens when they are in the air. So there's two things that I need to research, and I'm not ready for that. I've been unpacking the house this week, so
That's
it's a
okay,
shitty
Val.
excuse. But no, it's a crappy excuse because I told
It's a
everybody last
reality
week.
excuse. What are you talking about?
It's just I feel really bad, but I promise I'll be back next week with all the normal.
I might not be back next week because I might be asleep in my bed.
Napping.
Just saying.
So I do have several really good ideas for countering Demon Hunters, but there's some utility that I need to confirm before I give. I want to make sure that it wasn't just by chance that it happened in a battleground, so I just need to confirm with some Demon Hunters some of the utility on their side to make sure that I'm
Send
accurate.
fan mail.
It's,
Okay, well, too bad it's backwards.
it's backwards.
You're
You're
Damn it.
backwards. Oh, P. Sherman, 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney.
Good try. Good try.
Okay.
Good job with the napkin.
So, let's talk about our week in WoW. Jimma, what
It was
did
all a
you
lie.
do in this fine week of Warcraft?
Yeah, got some of my RL life together, which dodged
Yeah.
your question. But I thought reading mean.
By
YouTube
saying RL life,
comments,
did you get a different job, a wife, and a new house?
I
desk?
have the same job, not the. I know you thought that I got fired previously, but I'm still in that same
I
field.
stand by that statement.
No, my word, I still work the same place. I have been looking for a wife / not a wife, and what was the third thing?
I bought out.
A
That's-
new house. So what exactly in your life did you get together then? Because those are the three major things in your life, unless you count getting laid as one of those major things. So I'm going to need some...
Well, I told you I was looking for a wife, right? So sometimes there's resumes or interviews done for that, but that's not what we're here about.
He
We're
thought
here
he was
about
just going to give me some BS
Warcraft.
excuse that I was going to
reading reading mean YouTube comments with Jimma Banks. It's actually not mean, but it made me laugh. I went there before
Somebody
the
was
show.
mean to you on YouTube?
It's kind of funny. Well, yeah, I get mean comments every once in a while, but I also get funny, like valid ones. So, Lucas Roberio says, "You have great videos, dude, but I can only hope you'll someday suffer as much as I did hearing all those yeahs," which is
Yeah.
hilarious, right? Sometimes I do say yeah too much, and I just
We're
thought
gonna
it
be
was
talking
funny.
about
so-
lore. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, good for shout out to
Mark.
Lucas for
Yeah.
keeping it. I know.
Yeah, bird.
You want to hear
Yeah.
the most annoying
Yeah.
sound in the world?
Sorry.
You may want to keep that. That's an IOU. So in Warcraft, not a lot of just like boring gym casual stuff. Again, I did my research. I didn't actually play it. I watched the Pet Battle Dungeon video. So
Giving you nothing but the best, folks.
right.
Being
So,
honest.
Sometimes it's good
Being
to
honest.
watch it versus do it because you get a better understanding. So I'm not hating.
I also just like
What are videos?
Like I really appreciated the beta, but I didn't do a lot of beta videos. I've never been big on doing beta. I like experiencing when the things are live. And most of the times for the beta, for instance, I did it for, some PWNCAST things, or previous games would be to like unlock stuff for when the game comes out. Like I've never been one to be big into beta. So yeah, I just did boring gym stuff and did RL stuff and very lackluster week in WoW. What about this hat?
Secret, what about, Secret, what about you this week?
About you?
This week on WoW, witness 3 guilds that I have been a part of. Complete normal Nighthold, which was great. Kudos to all you guys. Writers, of course.
I like
Forgotten
how you're
Prophets.
rating in 3 different guilds, and before you could not even be on for 5 minutes, and now all of a sudden you have so much time to raid with different guilds.
It's called that I have a job, and the holiday season happened, and now I have time to do things. But, we won't go into that right now.
He went from no raid to all raids.
To all raids. So congrats to Writers, Forgotten Prophets, Wayward Enforcers. But yeah, everyone's doing
FP's
fantastic.
back raiding then, yeah?
They are back raiding,
Good.
yeah. So they finished it last week. So yeah, congrats to them with a small group too, mind you. So it's not like a 20 plus. It's like a 12.
Sometimes
13
that's easier though, isn't it?
It is, but certain fights would be more viable
less
with
gear
the bigger
drops
group.
too, right?
Yeah, of course. Got the 100 to 110. Finally can do heroics as of the time the show started. I can go to heroics
Bell
now.
asked you to get off games because we had to do the show.
Yes. But other than that, I mean, not much. Just gonna
Sounds like a
focus
lot.
Yeah,
Well,
that was
yeah.
like a whole lot of stuff.
Oh, and I do have a shout out. I really do. Before I forget, I have been asking Hots to get me into Karazhan on my rogue. And, he's busy. He has his, his mythic guild that he runs with and stuff like that. But they did take the time. I was hoping, praying to God. I didn't care about the damn Nightbane mount. I did not want the mount. I wanted the damn chest to drop. Didn't drop. But I got the trinket that everyone wants from Nightbane. So, for me, shout outs to Master of Karate for helping me do something that I probably wasn't going to do on my own. And
Did you
it was
raid
like,
with the one that shall not be named?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I did not. No. Hots. Kudos
That
to
might
you,
have been
man.
a friendship ender. That's the only reason I was asking.
No. No, Hots, fantastic DPS, is a beast mastery. I mean, he has everything.
Is that
going
what he was
and has
rocking
a
that
hunter.
day?
He was rolling.
I knew
with
he was
that
going to
damn
love the hunter. I knew he was
Is that
gonna
what the
love it.
boss DPS right now for Hunter?
We should be bringing Hots back soon.
Yeah, he should be coming back. We talked for like a split second about it, but he was more focused on getting me to Nightbane, so I really don't want to interject anything. But, I mean,
What a
Master
good friend.
Surprise, the guys that I did run with, very nice, very friendly guys. Don't recall all their names, but, they were... They know what they're doing.
Was
They do
one
this...
of them Thaddeus? Because he's the guildmaster. Probably
No,
not.
no,
I
he
think
wasn't.
that
He
one.
wasn't there. I think these were just, some of the other people that are part of the
So
guild.
are you saying your rogue got a little more powerful with that trinket, and if you ever
I mean, I
do
can get out of fears now. I'm just saying.
Oh,
just
snap.
for,
So you're saying
when
if you
this little
do-
stabby stab goes through,
So
I
that
mean, I
ticket's,
have
like,
several
best spot for a
CCs,
lot.
so which one would you like today,
which one do
sir?
you want of mine? Earl, what you today? Did you say today?
I know how to counter you guys. Well, I don't know about solo,
Dude.
but
I'm just saying. You just said today.
I don't want my
What do you
mouth
guys-
to write a check my ass can't cash. So I'm just gonna
What
shut
are
up
you
right
guys
now.
doing after the show today?
That's
Not
what it
that.
sounded like to me. So yeah, my weekend WoW was really good. I expect this week to be even better.
Ooh!
I plan to I plan to level some more with Rad from Riders, so we can get my prop pally up to 110, which isn't too far away.
Hey,
But
I'll level with you. I need to level the.
I have another 7 tunes that need to get leveled as well, so I'm not really worried about that. I mean, whatever you need, whatever you want to level, I'm pretty sure I have it, except the DK. That's the only one I don't have.
That's what I'm leveling next.
Well, you tell me what you want me to level.
Death by Bell is what I'm leveling next.
I can level my lock. That demo, though.
Demo's fun.
Demo, I know it is. That's why I leveled it. That was my weekend WoW. Remedies, how about you, good sir? Handsome young man.
Mythics and the raid and World Quest.
That almost made him late for the show, guys.
It's
did
worth
you do
it though.
anything
We
else?
got it. So
I know.
Grats.
And I had 20 more minutes of time, so we Gucci.
There you go. That's all that matters.
But yeah, I did not carry.
Did you get any loot, sir?
No. Got
Loot?
gold
What's
and
that? We don't
AP.
get loot. We get bonus rolls of order resources.
A couple people got all their the tier off cooldown, which is cool for them. But no useful items.
Well,
That
now
makes
you know for next week, you have a better shot at getting that gear.
I have a feeling you're gonna get some loot next week.
I'm going to say, so, to go with your situation on loot, it's just an idea, and this is to you, Bill. This is at your discretion, obviously. The way that I've been doing it when I've ran, especially tier gear, it goes to master loot. So that way, say I get a piece of gear, since I know what Remedies is running on, if I get a piece of gear, that cancels me out from the next roll of tier pieces. Get what I'm saying? That way he can get one, or you can get one since cloth. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's not really any loot rules for.
Well,
Yeah, we haven't been.
I'm just saying for tier, the way that we've been doing it with the other guild I'm helping out tomorrow is it goes 1 piece, 2 piece, and then basically a 2 piece is higher than someone getting their 1 piece because of the ability that you're going to get for having your 2 piece. And it's just an option and something we can talk about later anyways too.
For sure.
But it's something to help everyone out get to tier where some people have 4 pieces already. Some people have 5 pieces a year.
Well, it's not even the tier. It's
just loot in general.
Because I was gonna talk to Aja actually before the next raid because there's people that roll like 3 times whenever they get a personal loot that they don't need.
There's gonna be actually quite a bit of raid
and
changes.
they get 3 pieces. So yeah, that's something I was gonna talk.
And there's a lot. We'll talk about that because it's not appropriate.
Say we can awkwardly talk on the show about it because
yeah, why not? It's just an option for all guilds that do raid. It's something to look into because personal loot, yes, it's great. You get more loot that way, but at the same time, so many people are getting so many items that should go to other people as well to make it fair. That's
Agreed.
Just the outlook of
that
it.
is on my list of things to change as far as raid rules go. That's I literally have a list of stuff, and that is on my list, which I'll be making those changes this week. Actually, I'm going to make some people mad, I'm sure, but it's the nature of
That's the way it always works.
Okay.
This is how we do
what
it.
I do, guys. I piss people off.
Did you play WoW Belt? What'd you do?
I did.
what did you do?
I did as much as I was able to. The sad fact of my life is I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. By the time the kids are asleep, and we've unpacked and we've been doing the moving of the stuff around, and me making him move it again and then again and again each room. By the time I get on Bertha, it's like 10 o'clock, and I'm like, shit. I'm exhausted from the day. But we did get to play. I did some world quests. I did get one of my best in slot legendaries shoulders today.
Yeah, big deal.
3 days ago, which was a pretty big deal.
BG's tonight, by the way.
Case in point, it's already 10:20 my time, which means I have to go to bed.
No, it's Monday. You have to.
That's the worst day. But
Why-
I did
what
do
is it
some
for,
gaming. But my focus
The
is
weekly
on
resets.
my focus is on some guild things, because while others are really happy with the way things are going with some aspects of writers, there are others that are not happy with it, and I happen to be one of those people. So there's going to be, I've been reorganizing some things on paper for writers to keep with the spirit of what Writers was founded for, because I feel like we've lost our way just a little bit. So part of my job as the guildmaster is to, when I see the downhill decline and I see that we are no longer valuing things that we should be valued, that's when I have to step in and come in and Hulk smash stuff to break it up, to make sure that the reason that we are here remains the same. All guilds go through this at points in time. So my online time actually has been watching chat. Several guildies watch the show, so I'm
Creeper.
sure. No, but I do. I watch the interactions. I watch the Facebook group. I've been watching the last couple weeks of things that are going on with the guild, because I see stuff other people don't.
Which is hours of gameplay as well, right?
It is, yeah, because I
automating stuff.
multitask.
Yeah.
She's sitting on the toilet with her add-on.
No, I'll do, I'll work on guild bank stuff. A guildie needed me to go do Ring of Blood. Like, if somebody needs something, I could totally take advantage of that and multitask.
Right.
And there's website stuff, and
yeah,
then there's
for sure.
stuff like show stuff.
But I've been playing not as much as I want.
What
but
show?
We literally only have 2 more rooms to unpack, and we're done.
That's awesome.
And the old house, we gave the keys Saturday, which was part of the problem. It wasn't just this house. It was that we were going back and forth between both houses every day of the week.
Dark NATO must be exhausted.
He is. He's a good man. He's in there playing Xbox. He was a freaking champ. He dealt with my, no, I don't want it over there. I want it over there. No, I don't want it over there. I want it over there. Like,
Oh my gosh.
even when it came to hanging TVs on the wall, which you should always ask your wife before you just go ham sandwich hanging shit on a wall, right? You should confirm the location.
Yeah,
of
to prove
like
it.
16 holes.
He did. He was so mad, and we got to a big fight for the kids, and it was hilarious. And he goes, I don't understand why you couldn't just tell me ahead of time. You've been married to me for almost 9 years, and you're just now acting like this is a problem. This is how I do. And he just smiled and was like, ugh.
Smiled, nodded his head.
I know I'm
Case in
crazy.
point, swim fan.
Forever till death.
You all
do
know me on a personal level. Like, I'm crazy, and I openly admit that. I've never denied the fact that I'm crazy.
True. Truth.
But
I don't know
yeah,
about crazy,
wow to be had. I did also.
No, crazy.
I did do other things on the Pwnecast channel that were not World of
Hashtag
Warcraft
crazy.
related. So if you guys caught me streaming over the weekend, I did do some streaming on Pwnecast that was not WoW related, only because I was playing something else that is my other passion besides World of Warcraft. I'm not as
Sure
passionate
was.
about it, but
Did you pee a little?
I did. If you guys could go and see there, you could see I played it in the dark because I Resident Evil 7.
That's the way you're supposed to play it.
Yeah, my daughter scared me halfway through. She jumped up in front of me. And,
She did it on purpose.
Yeah, it was kind of mean.
That's always fun.
They were all mean to me. They all did it. It was a
Well, yeah, it's a
conspiracy.
chance
Now
when
you
you
just need to
know.
play it on the VR headset.
Well,
Oh, can you imagine?
I will be
No.
playing that this summer,
No.
actually, because I have a friend who has it. When I say friend, I mean my daughter's dad.
There you go.
Yeah.
But there's certain things
got
in
it.
life that are so funny. Like when you get a chance to scare someone and seeing their reaction, it is hilarious.
She laughed hysterically, like it's
Yeah,
on
yeah, it's
camera. I
so
should
funny.
highlight that actually, but it was a nice breakup from
You
doing
need that every once
work
in a while.
in WoW and to just fully like. But it was scary. I had to actually stop. I literally was like, okay, I'm done for the night.
Really?
I need my heart. I need a break.
I mean-
Well, yeah,
Minson.
she stopped. She's like, I have to go pee, or I'm gonna pee all over the chair.
Yeah, it was good. But I did WoW too, so I was able to I only played once the other game, so
You know what else is funny to me? Watching someone trying to stay awake, but they're like nodding off. Sometimes that's hilarious to me. Watching someone trying to stay
it's
awake.
funny when we
and-
watch Travis do it, aka Marky.
Murky.
Does he do it a lot? Like
Yes,
in Zoom?
he does it
Or, yeah?
every night in Zoom. Every night he passes out, and he'll sit there and he'll look straight at you, and then you'll just look over, and he's
like-
like this with his mouth open and just breathing.
Like he's a head tilted backer or a head tilted forward.
Yeah, he's a.
He's a go to sleeper. That's
He
what
is
he
I
is.
got a
Snoring.
big head, so mine always kind of goes forward in the car or the airplane, and it's just like dangling there.
So, guys, I think we had a great episode. We did veer a little
I think
bit
we
off
did.
topic. Sometimes it's necessary. If you guys have any questions or there's anything you would like to talk to us about, you have a topic. If you want to have a topic, tweet to us at the Pwnecast. Send us an email, comment on the show. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Lots of new viewers this week on YouTube. Lots of you commented
Awesome.
and said, hey, I'm new to the channel. Welcome to the fuckery, guys. I love having you
Welcome.
guys along for the ride. So... yes, next time will be in February, the month of love, guys. Which one of you out
That's
there
right.
wants to be my Valentine? So
Shoot.
comment,
Singles
like,
Wednesday.
subscribe, download, do all those things because you love us. We are going to go ahead and get the hell on out of here because we need
show.
sleep and Jimmy needs to shave. We are going to go. Bye. I did say you need to shave.
You did.
It's not terrible,
I know, I'm so
though.
pale,
It's been
though.
worse.
It has. Are we done?
No, it's a little bit of chit
It's
chat.
in
What's
the-
been
the
this one,
la la la
facial
la.
hair or something else?
What? I was talking about your beard, bro. I don't know what you were talking about. That now you made it weird.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. No, that's what I was talking.
Now
When I
you-
shave like fresh in the winter, I'm like extra pasty. Like it's not.
dirty.
It sounds
Yeah,
disgusting.
but you look
pasty.
really natural colored because your walls are very nice.
Nice and white.
Val, I never lost my job. I work at the same place. I
I know.
stepped
I just
down.
like teasing you. It's just funny.
Okay, I didn't know if you like really. Well,